What is up, guys? Welcome back to my garage. This is Disciple here. Guys, today I'm just wanting to talk to you about another one of the things that I did to my DRZ 400 that you might be interested in doing to yours if you have one, or doing to another bike that has similar features, dual sport or an enduro type bike. Now, when I got this bike, I knew that I was going to ride it on the street 95% of the time. And I have about zero experience with off-road. However, I knew I was going to want to try it a little bit, and as a lot of people say, riding off-road makes you a better street rider. So why not, right? I'm always trying to make myself a better rider with practice and challenging myself to things I haven't done before. So the next thing that I did to this bike was I put these tires on. These are the Shinko 705s, as I'm sure you saw in the description of the video. And like I said, I have the SM model, as you can see here. So these came with 17-inch rims and street tires on it. Now when I bought the bike, it was used, and I got it from a guy who had just put a new back tire on, but the front tire was just about bald. So I knew I was either buying a new front tire to match the stock rear tire, or I was getting a whole new set. And I figured when I started looking around at the price of some of the street tires like Q3s and, you know, some of the more sticky type on-road tires, the prices were just like up there. You know, they're a sport tire and they're a soft tire. They're not going to last as long. But I had seen a video and I saw a guy say that he tried these and that it helped him out with riding off-road. So I was like, well, that sounds something up my alley. Let me check them out. So when I looked these guys up, and I'll post some pictures on the screen of exactly what I purchased. And just to let you know, I got them from motosport.com. All right, so if you guys want to check them out, it's a cool website. They have lots of good deals on tires. I think in total, I paid with shipping around $165 for the set of these tires. Yeah, I know that's pretty crazy, right? The whole set and shipped for $165. So at first I was like, wow, these are so cheap, they gotta be garbage, right? And here's one of the other problems that you're gonna run into if you do like these tires and you wanna try them out, is that there's not an exact replacement for the stock sizes. Now your stock tires on this, normally your front tire would be a 120, 70, 17. And your rear tire back here, stock, would be a 140, 70, 17. So when you go to look up the tires in the Shinko to replace this, and keep in mind that you are looking for a tire with tubes, unless you're gonna do the tubeless mod on these rims. So you need a tube tire. So for the front, I went with a 120, 90, 17. Now, by the way, the 17 is the size of the rim. So without new rims, you cannot change that. You need to get a 17 to fit. All right. The 120 refers to the width of the tire from side to side, like that. Okay. And the 90 is how tall it is. All right. I ended up getting a 140, 80, 17 for the back. So kind of a little bit different. The front tire is 90 for how tall it is, and the back is 80. But you can hardly even tell, and honestly, it makes no difference riding. Okay. Now some people go for the 150 on the back, because remember, the stock rear is a 140, 70, 17. So both of these tires are taller than the stock tires were. But as you're looking through the rear, in a 17, there's also a 150, 70, 17, if you want to stay with the same height on the tire as the stock were. Otherwise, you know, I didn't want to go any wider. I heard people having problems with the 150 on this rim, and, you know, even though it's got a tube and it doesn't have to seat exactly right, I figured better safe than sorry. So it's taller than stock, but other than that, it's the same width as the stock. This front is the same width as the stock. We're basically just looking at tires that were taller and not the same. Like I said, the front is a 90 and the rear is an 80. So that brings me, that's really the first thing I want to warn you about. But I gotta tell you, they're working out fine. So don't be discouraged that they don't have an exact replacement for stock sizes. But I do have to warn you, the second thing is that if you're barely tiptoeing this bike at stoplights and from a start, when you put these tires on, you're looking at like the bike being 2 inches taller than it was. So now that it's going to be 2 inches taller, I was flat footing this bike stock, and now I kind of have 1 foot flat and the other one tippy toeing, which is still fine for me. It's comfortable, but just something to think about if you're already stretching it and you're already tiptoeing on your bike. You might want to think about that before you throw these on. All right, but now to the good things. So I was warned that these would not be as good as the stock tires on the street, which I say nonsense. These actually have been terrific on the street. I notice no difference. I get just as much grip. They stick just as good. The one thing I will say is different on the street is when you lean into a turn. These tires, for whatever reason, you go from the stock and then you ride this, these things drop into a turn like suddenly and kind of fast. It kind of actually makes you a little scared at first. You're like, whoa, you know, it tips over very fast is what I'm saying, all right? So it tips over quicker than it would on the stock tires for whatever reason. More of a curve on the tire, I don't know. After about 3 or 4 rides, you don't even notice it anymore. Like now, I don't notice it. But when I did pick it up from the guy I had put the tires on, the first ride, I noticed right away, like, wow, you know? And so far, I only have about a couple 100 miles on these tires. So you can see there's not really a lot of wear on them. We still got a few of the little nubbies on there. You can still see some of the blue markings on there. So I don't have a ton of miles on it, but from what I've ridden so far, I gotta say I'm super happy with them. And when I first got this bike with the stock tires on it, right, I had decided I was gonna try a little quick off-road down this path that I saw. And dude, with the stock tires and no experience in the dirt, I quickly fell down. And although I haven't really been off-road too much with these so far, just a quick little test, I gotta say, I could feel all the difference, and I have way more confidence in the dirt now with these tires. Now, a lot of people have said that in the rain, these things suck. Now, to you, maybe that means something. To me, I really don't ride in the rain unless I have to anyway. I don't see any fun in riding in the rain, so I really never do. So if you ride in the rain a lot or you commute on your DRZ and that's an issue, you might want to think about that. Other than that, I gotta say, super happy with them. Gotta give them a huge, huge thumbs up, because for the price, awesome. And I gotta say, I just love the look. I mean, look at the stance of this bike. Now, some people might say, well, you should have just went with the off-road version, you know, the DRZ S, I think it is. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, and I did think about that, but I was in the used market, and two things. I came across this bike, it was in really good shape and a really great price. That was number one. And number two was that I knew 95% of my riding was going to be on the street. I just wanted kind of like a hooligan, mess around kind of bike. As you can see, I'm a big fan of bikes. Basically, yeah, I'm super happy with these tires. I think they're great. I definitely recommend them. Check out Motorsport. I think they're actually on sale right now, and you can get them for even a little bit cheaper than what I paid for them. But yeah, super happy with them. I'll keep you guys updated going forward. I hope you like the little montage of photos there. Thank you to my wife for the editing. We're both learning as we go here with this YouTube stuff and the video stuff, because I am like computer illiterate. But guys, I just want to thank you for watching. I'm going to keep you updated. I got a lot more things that I've done to this bike that I want to discuss with you guys. I want to tell you if I liked them, if I didn't like them, if it was worth the money or not. So far, these tires, definitely worth it. Super happy with the look, super happy with the ride. Can't complain. I got no complaints on these tires whatsoever. Like I said, they're a little bit taller, so expect to be reaching a little bit more with your toes. Other than that, they're awesome. Guys, have an awesome day. God bless you, and take care of yourselves, and ride safe. I'll see you in the next one.